In America today, when black artists and athletes use their platforms to speak out, they're often met with suspicion or scorn instead of celebration. Throughout history, every time black people express their freedom of speech / self-emancipation, there's always a level of fear-mongering that has sparked many celebrities and athletes to be heavily criticized for speaking out or taking a knee by the flag. In the 1619 Project, edited by Nicole Hannah-Jones, Leslie Alexander and Michelle Alexander's essay, Fear, explores how white America's fear of black agency, whether through speech, protest, or joy, has led to both violent repression and systemic silencing. From Beyoncé's genre-defying albums to Colin Kaepernick's protest on the field, these modern moments are deeply rooted in historical patterns that still shape our national conscience. Take Beyoncé, for example. In 2023, Beyoncé's Renaissance Tour prominently celebrated black queer culture on a global scale. The following year, her album Cowboy Carter, which explored country music and subsequently won an award, also sparked significant attention. Both of these instances where Beyoncé embraced and reclaimed cultural spaces led to considerable criticism and attempts to discredit her, with some arguing that she, quote, didn't belong. Or with Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee during the national anthem at the Super Bowl, in which he received major backlash from the community and even former and sadly current president who said, "Get that son of a off the field." Leslie and Michelle show that celebrities and athletes are not the only people who face brutality and disdain from public and police. In fact, most of the time it's just everyday people facing this injustice. All you have to do is look up who has died to police brutality in the past 5 years, and you will find an uncountable number of cases, including the death of George Floyd in 2020, which is talked about the most in this essay. For those of you who don't know or remember, George Floyd was just another man living his life when the gas station attendant called the police on him for allegedly using a counterfeit $20 bill. Upon police arrival, Floyd was restrained by Officer Derek Chauvin, who knelt on George Floyd's neck, causing him to slowly die of suffocation. But when white people do similar things, it's often seen differently. Case point, the January 6th Capitol riot, where a large group of mostly white people stormed the Capitol because they didn't believe the election results. 5 people died, but few faced real consequences. Hannah-Jones says this difference in how black and white people are treated when they challenge the system goes way back. After enslaved people in Haiti successfully fought for their freedom, white people in America became even more fearful and created stricter rules to control enslaved black people here. This fear led to constant watching, harsh punishments, and hate crimes. Hannah-Jones uses strong words to make her point clear. For example, she calls the violence against civil rights activists white terrorism. This word makes us think about how this violence wasn't just random anger. It was a deliberate way to scare black people and stop them from fighting for their rights. This fear is unconstitutional as much as it is cultural. Consider how voter suppression laws, book bans, and increased surveillance of racial justice activists today reflects deeper anxieties about shifting power structures. The backlash to movements like Black Lives Matter isn't just emotional. It's built into policy, media narratives, and even algorithmic bias. These social practices reveal how the mechanisms described in Fear continue to shape the lived experience of black Americans. The Alexanders structure their essay in a way by tracing historical moments from the Haitian Revolution to George Floyd's murder that show a recurring pattern. When black people assert their rights or gain visibility, systems of power react with control or violence. Their essay blends historical documentation with cultural critique, using strong language like white terrorism to emphasize that these reactions are not new or random, but deliberately enforced mechanisms of fear. So they leave us with the question, can America ever truly value black lives equally? The Alexanders suggest that learning this history is the first step forward. Understanding the role of fear, how it's used, where it lives, can help us dominate it and dismantle it. If we want justice, we have to start by recognizing the patterns.